What's up everyone, welcome back and welcome to those new here. I'm Mark32 Epiphany, currently a new player to Warframe as I've only been playing for a couple of weeks now, and at the same time bringing you Warframe content, while I'm also a former Destiny 2 content creator as well. If you enjoy this type of content, consider subscribing, and if you like Warframe or Destiny 2 content, smash that like button down below as I will be making more videos in the future. Alright, enough about me and more about the topic we are covering in today's video. So in this video, as based on the thumbnail, I'm covering a full guide on Gauss Prime and how to farm his parts, what is needed to farm Gauss Prime, and where to farm the parts, and even where to get / farm the resources needed to craft each part of Gauss Prime. Now obviously there is an alternative, or which I like to call the easy way out, which is simply by going to the market and buying Gauss Prime, which, don't get me wrong, I understand some don't have the time to grind out all the parts and resources, which is totally okay. This game is a grind in of itself. But moving on, for those who are able to or just want to grind everything out, this video is definitely for you. So now we'll be getting into how, what, where for Gauss Prime. So to answer the questions of how to farm Gauss Prime parts, what is needed to farm his parts, and in order to farm Gauss Prime, you will need to do Void Fissures activities, which is where you will farm Gauss Prime parts along with tons more parts of specific Prime weapons or Warframes that you are looking for. But for those new to Warframe, like myself, before you enter a Void Fissure activity, you will need Void Relics, which can be acquired as a random reward at the end of completing any mission. Now there are 4 different types of Void Relics, that is Lilith, Meso, Neo, and Axii, and they all have a chance to reward specific rewards. So make sure you have Void Relics that have a chance to reward Gauss Prime parts. Now Lilith and Meso relics are the most common drops of the 4 relics. They can have a Gauss Prime part, but they also will have less likely to reward you with the piece you are looking for. Neo and Axii relics are a little more uncommon to drop, but they will give you a better and more of a reliable chance to reward you with the part you are chasing. Alright, lastly I wanted to cover where you can farm out the resources needed to craft each Gauss Prime part. So for the Gauss Prime Neuroptics, you'll need 15,000 credits, 2 Tellurium, 600 Cryptic, 1100 Rubedo, and 4,975 Nanospores. For the Prime Chassis, you will need 15,000 credits, 2 Netane Extracts, 450 Plastids, 1425 Polymer Bundles, and 5,500 Alloy Plates. For the Prime Systems, you will need 15,000 credits, 2 Argon Crystals, 3 Control Modules, 1,150 Circuits, and 3,800 Salvage. And for the last piece, the Prime Blueprint, you will need all 3 Prime parts crafted, which is 25,000 credits and 5 Oricon Cells. Lastly, I wanted to go over all the best farms to farm out all the resources that you'll need for Gauss Prime. So for starters is credits. They can be earned through just completing missions and activities throughout the game. Our next resource is Tellurium, which can be found inside Archwing missions, and the best Archwing mission to farm is Arphilia on Uranus. Next is the resource Cryptic, which can be found inside excavation missions. Any one of them doesn't matter on any planet, so there's that. Rubedo can be found in just about any mission, but the best mission to farm is Stickney on the planet Phobos. Next is Nanospores, which can be farmed in the mission Akkad on Ares, but it can also be found on Saturn, Neptune, Oric, and Derelict. Netane Extract can be found by hunting the Xyloid Prelate on Deimos inside the mission called Esqueas. And then Plastids can be farmed in the survival mission Pallas on Pluto. It can also be found on many other planets, but Uranus is by far the best planet to farm Plastids besides the Pallas mission on Pluto. And then Polymer Bundle can be best farmed in the mission Assur on Uranus or the mission Venera on Venus, which is also pretty good for farming. Alloy plates can be best farmed on the planet Ceres inside the mission called Gabi. Argon crystals can be found in any mission in the void, but defense, survival, and capture missions are the best ones to do. Also defeating Lephantis inside the mission Magnetidium on Deimos. And then control modules can be found on the planets Neptune, the Void, and Europa, and can best be farmed inside the missions Teshub and Tyrannus in the Void. Circus can be found on Venus, Ceres, and the Kuva Fortress, but the best place to farm is the mission Gabi on Ceres as well. And then lastly, salvage, which can be found on Saturn, Jupiter, and Mars. And the best place to farm salvage is any mission on Mars, but endless missions like defense, survival, and capture are very good for farming salvage. Now the most rarest resource, which is definitely the last one, this is why I kept it last, which is Orcan cells, are pretty much random for the most part, but the best mission I would say is also Gabi, which is located on Ceres. So there is a lot of resources and time that you have to put into making Gauss Prime, but if you are still unsure about it, I have a video on my full review covering Gauss Prime and whether or not it's worth the grind or not. I'll have that video linked down in the description below, so feel free to check that out. Now to close out this video, I wanted to say thank you for all the crazy support on my latest video. As mentioned earlier, as I am new to the content side of Warframe and jumping from only Destiny 2 videos to now Warframe videos as well, I didn't know how well it would have worked out, so thank you guys for showing me that support. That is no matter the switch up in content. And with all that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.